think the Golden State Warriors dynasty is over?
The answer to that is obviously and unequivocally yes.
These are the final days of this dynasty.
I think now they're just one of the pack.
And you got folks talking about Steph Curry and Klay like we forgot who the hell they are. Let me tell you something right now. They are going to wreak havoc on the NBA.
There's no more dynasty with the Golden State Warriors. How do you respond to that?
I think that's a little premature to say there's no more dynasty.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Thank you to myself for putting together such a beautiful intro. So as you can probably tell by the title or the little intro, we are going to talk about the Warriors today. Listen. The Warriors have a great chance to be the 2021 NBA champions. I don't know why people are counting out the Warriors, but I mean, we haven't seen them in a while, so I get it. And people, you know, they don't believe, but I believe. The Warriors had a dynastic run. We all know 73-9, then they got KD. They were basically unbeatable, and they're just some of the, if not the, greatest team we've ever seen. Now, that's obviously debatable. Michael Jordan's Bulls, there's plenty of teams you could say are the greatest or some of the greatest, but they're definitely one of the greatest. You can't debate that. And again, I'm not saying they are the greatest team ever assembled. I mean, some people could say they are, some people could say they aren't, but you cannot deny, like I said, they are one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. So now here we are, 2020, you know, Klay tore his ACL in the finals, which seems like forever ago at this point. Shout out to you, Klay, for being healthy now. We see him like running around, shooting, looking nice, so we love to see that. And then of course, we know KD tore his Achilles in the finals. Hopefully KD is all healthy and rested up as well for this season, which should be very interesting. He's on the Nets now. Let's see how that works out. Him and Kyrie on the Nets. It's going to be very, very interesting. Warriors Nets 2021 NBA Finals. I'm just saying. So with all that, and then Steph breaking his hand last year, you know, Looney's been dealing with a lot of injuries, although obviously at this point, I'm going to assume that he's healthy. You know, he was having his own injuries. You know, they lost Iguodala. They had to trade him because of the sign and trade with D'Angelo Russell, made them hard cap, and they had to get Iggy's salary off the books. So it's a completely new roster in a way. They still have their core, but a lot of the players are gone. You know, Sean Livingston's retired. So it's very interesting to see what their team is going to look like next season. But I don't really think that matters that they have so many new players because, to be honest, they are smart. And the reason I feel confident in the Warriors, besides the other reasons that I'll get into in the video, is first of all, it starts at the top. And their organization, their front office, is incredibly intelligent. Bob Myers always seems to make the right moves, and they're in the perfect position to be championship contenders next year. But first, let's talk a little bit about their pick and why I think even though they finished last this year, that they can definitely be championship contender next year. So you're probably thinking, although I know you know that they have talent, Steph, Klay, Draymond, but you're like, you know, how could a team that finished last the year before be a championship contender next year? Well, just ask the San Antonio Spurs. In 1997, the Spurs drafted Tim Duncan, #1 overall out of Wake Forest. Now, the year before, they finished last because Duncan Robinson. Hello, Miami Heat. David Robinson got hurt. He only played 6 games, and therefore they fell down and were able to get the lottery pick, Tim Duncan. Now, we all knew David Robinson was a monster and Tim Duncan was projected to be something special. And although I understand it was the sophomore season of Tim Duncan, not the rookie season, but it's close enough and you get my point. In Tim Duncan's sophomore season, they won the championship. So the Spurs were all the way at the bottom, and then they got Tim Duncan, and then they won a championship. I'm just saying. So here's my point. Steph and Klay are going to be healthy. We know what they are. We've seen them before, you know, KD was there. Because some people are saying, oh, but, you know, now they had KD. KD, incredible. Amazing talent. You know, you can't deny what he does defensively, offensively, what he adds to the team. He is just amazing. But they played before him. They won a championship before him. So although it's not the same team, they still have their core pieces, and they know they have really good chemistry. They know how to play off each other. Like I said, they're very smart in their front office. They will bring in the right pieces. And please, like, let's be honest. There are going to be players who are going to sign for less money to play with the Warriors because they want to win a championship and they want to be in a winning, happy culture. The chemistry between Steph, Klay, and Draymond is just unmatched, and they embody the Warriors culture. And whoever else comes in and joins the team, they will embrace that and put that, you know, around the rest of the team and make sure that they embody it as well. It's infectious. We saw it. The Warriors just pass the ball around. It goes around like crazy. And players just love to watch that. You see the bench, they're always going crazy because it's just amazing to watch, especially when you have Steph and Klay, who are Steph, the greatest shooter of all time, and Klay, the second greatest shooter of all time on your team. And then you see, Klay go for 60 or Steph drop 11 threes. It's just like, what do? You just watch as teammates and you're amazed. And you want to work just as hard so you can, one, make sure that they're proud of you and make sure you're proud of yourself. And two, you want to win. They want to win, you want to win, and everybody wants to win. So now putting Steph, Klay, and Draymond, their insurmountable value aside, think about it. Like I said, players are going to take less money to come to the Warriors because they want to win a championship. I mean, we saw, who was it in recent years? We saw David West do it recently. And then the biggest thing, they have the number 2 pick in the draft. The Warriors are getting Steph, Klay, and Draymond back healthy, and they have a top 2 pick in the draft, which they can either use to pick somebody and use to, help win next year and then help develop as their future star that they build around, a long-term plan. Or they take that pick because a top 2 lottery pick is very valuable and package that with Andrew Wiggins, which I'll get into in a second, or somebody else and bring in a bunch of new pieces or get a superstar back. Please do not doubt the Warriors because they know what they're doing. They are very smart. Now here's why I said Andrew Wiggins. I feel like most people understand why, but I kind of want to explain a little bit further. The thing is, they're not going to trade Steph, Klay, or Draymond. To my knowledge, at least. I don't think so. So the odd man out would be Andrew Wiggins because he's the only other player on that team making enough money to trade for a star quality player, if that makes sense. When you make trades, the salaries have to match somewhat. And Andrew Wiggins is making about, in the 20s, he's making 20-something million a year. And you can't trade someone on their rookie contract for LeBron James, you know what I mean? Even if the teams agreed, you can't make the trade work because the salaries, the cap and everything, and it just doesn't work like that. Otherwise, people will just put anybody they want on their team. So Andrew Wiggins, like I said, is the odd man out because they're not trading the other 3, and he's the only other player on the team who's making that amount of money. He may not be traded. Like I said, they could use the pick to draft somebody and then have a starting 5 of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and then James Wiseman, if that's who they're projecting they're taking. They say Anthony Edwards, all the reports are coming out. But let's just say that's what it is. Think about that starting 5. People are down on Andrew Wiggins, and I understand that because, he was the number 1 pick. He was supposed to be the next most amazing thing, and he hasn't lived up to the hype just yet. However, let's keep in mind, he's still young, and now he's the 3rd or 4th option, depending on how you look at it, on the Warriors team. I mean, he didn't have that luxury before. He was supposed to be the guy, the number 1 guy. And now he doesn't have to be, and he can score 20 points a game. That may be a position where it's like Andrew Wiggins is a thriver in that system. Not everybody is supposed to be the number 1 option. If he's the number 4 option, I'm sorry, I'm not mad at that. I mean, if I'm a team and I have Andrew Wiggins as my 4th option, you're telling me you would be like, oh, that's bad? No, Andrew Wiggins can score 20 points a game. I mean, come on. So I get it. Like I said, I understand why people are down on him. He needs to, be more consistent on the defensive end. But him being your 4th option, you can't really beat that unless, obviously, KD. I get it. You know what I mean. So now we acknowledge they have a pick. They have so much talent on the team. They have an amazing culture, Steve Kerr, an incredible front office. Let's not also, forget they have a $17 million trade exception. Now, I mentioned this earlier, they traded Iguodala because they were hard capped, and because of that, they got a $17 million trade exception from his salary that they had to trade. Now, it's been reported, and we obviously don't report stuff that didn't actually happen on this channel. We already talked about this before, but it's been reported that they're not going to use that trade exception unless they find the perfect piece. However, that's another luxury they have. $17 million is not a small salary. That's, maybe in the Kelly Oubre range, Dennis Schroeder. So keep your eye out because they're rolling off the assets. And then we also got to talk about the young players too, because Eric Pascal looked amazing last year. And I thought he had a chance to win Rookie of the Year. I did say that in one of my really, really early videos when I was making predictions. I thought he had a chance because there was points where he was scoring like 20 points a game sometimes as a rookie. And I know he had a lot of playing time because Steph and Klay weren't there and stuff like that. But still, it's not just easy to score 20 points in an NBA game. He has a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and I think he's developed very nicely alongside Steph, Klay, Draymond, and possibly Andrew Wiggins. So that's a nice rotation piece to have off the bench, as well as, like I said, whoever else they bring in. Because I'm telling you, they are going to bring in some quality players. They are going to bring in some veterans, some young guys, and they will make them like maximize their potential. That's what they do best. They maximize every player on their roster's potential and their skill set. And also I mentioned him earlier, but I just forgot about him. Hello, I'm sorry. Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney is so undervalued because people, you don't see him as much. He's not the big star like Steph, Klay, and Draymond. Kevon Looney does all the little things you want him to do, and he is very good at what he does. He gets those timely rebounds and those timely buckets, so keep an eye out for him. And just going back to the number 2 pick for a second, let's keep in mind that although the Bucks have again reported, we don't put something out there that is not official, but it's been reported that the Bucks are not going to trade Giannis, especially not to the Warriors. However, the Warriors have the best package that anybody can offer. Think about that. The Warriors, we're talking about in this video, championship contenders next year, and them, out of everybody in the league, have the best package, the most assets that they could trade to the Bucks, which would probably be, like I said, the number 2 pick, Andrew Wiggins, maybe another young player, whatever else they give, I don't know. Oh, maybe the pick from Minnesota, which also, don't forget, they have that too for next year, Minnesota's pick. So that could be very valuable. So the Warriors have the best package to offer for Giannis. Imagine they get Giannis. So whether it's Steph going for 400 threes in the season again and being another unanimous MVP, or Klay going for 37.25 or breaking his own record that he broke from Steph of 14 threes in a game, or Draymond getting a triple-double without hitting 10 points. I'm pretty sure he had that. I'm pretty sure he had a triple-double with blocks, steals, and assists. Oh, no, maybe it was rebounds, assists, and steals. I think that's what it was. Rebounds, assists, and steals. So they have the talent, they have the culture, they have the players, they have everything. Everything you want. So let's stop doubting them and let's see what happens, because I am not taking my money off them. I would not bet against the Warriors. Not them, not today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time. Bye.